No, I don't have Botox, since you asked. Hello everyone, Nika here with your daily neuro nugget. Another cold day in Chicago, so I hope you guys are all staying very, very warm. I'm brewing my tea, and I have a lot on my mind today, because today's the very first day that I logged into the email created for you guys, and 7,000 plus emails. That is a lot, which makes me very happy, but at the same time, I'm like, I only have 3,000 subscribers, so I think it's fair that if you are emailing me, you subscribe. I think it's a fair trade, right? If I'm gonna take time out of my day to respond to you, you should subscribe. And also, if you like this channel where we promote critical thinking, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you hate it, give me a thumbs down. And always leave a comment. I don't care what it is. It could be a smiley face. We want to boost the algorithm because, of course, I want the channel to grow. Of course, I want to promote critical thinking. It's lacking in our society. Critical thinking is lacking. It's very obvious to me. One of the first emails that I opened today was a very common type of person in this case, where they believe that Brian Kohberger is so intelligent. He's highly intelligent. He's a PhD student of criminology. He's super duper smart. But he did it. And that's how I think people fail to think critically, to ask questions, because although highly intelligent people, and he may have a high IQ, I don't know, are not perfect, to commit something so stupid and several things that are so obvious in this crime doesn't make him very smart. I'm gonna go through a list that I wrote down here of things that this person did, supposedly, when committing this crime, that completely contradict, in my opinion, that of Brian Kohberger, of somebody who would be highly intelligent and who would commit this flawless slaughter of 4 victims. They just don't add up. And I've made a similar video, but there are so many things that I have missed. And again, I want you guys to question yourselves. I want you to question these people. Sometimes just talking about these things makes them realize, oh, maybe I am contradicting myself. Maybe this is something we should talk about a little bit more in depth. So, who in the right mind, who is supposedly highly intelligent, by the way, allegedly, he's never committed a crime before, but he's so intelligent that he just decided to commit a crime at a house on a dead-end street where it was a party neighborhood, it was a party house, and an area where there is massive police presence outside of the apartment and in the area. We see them quite often roaming around the property, roaming around the area, because it's probably an area that LE is often in due to the student population. The same people that say Kohberger did the crime are the same people that say he's a dummy. He drove his own car. He brought his own phone. And he did this in 4 months. He planned this in 4 months. That's all he needed. 4 months for somebody who's never unalived anyone. That's it. That's all he needed to track the routine of 6 people to find out where are their rooms. Where do they sleep? What time do they go to classes? Are they involved in any extracurricular activities? When does the house have their parties? When do they sell their goodies? Who do they sell their goodies to? Illegal substances, aka goodies. Who stays the night? Boyfriends, girlfriends, partners? 4 months? Really? Not only that, but you have to remember 1122 King Road is right next to a massive apartment complex. Right around the corner, right? This massive apartment complex has a large concentration of people. So whoever planned this likely did it knowing the victims, and it likely took way longer than 4 months to plan. They had to know the area, know everyone's routine in the area at least. Likely keeping tabs not only on the 4 victims and the people who entered and left the home and the partygoers, but also keeping tabs on the people entering the apartment complex and likely learning the vehicles as well. Do you think a PhD student with almost no time had the capacity to do this in 4 months? And let's not forget there was a dog in the house. Cute, cute doggy. They also had to know that, be aware of that, because that is a noise that will be loud if the dog barks. Did the dog bark? We don't know. If the dog did not bark, why did they not bark? Did they know the person? Did they know the crime committers? They also had to be aware of the houses next to 1122 King Road. Remember, houses in the area also had cameras. I believe the house next door had a camera. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's an important fact to know if you're going to commit a crime. Oh, don't forget, these people say Brian drove his own car, a white car. White car that stands out brightly at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. But this is the smartest guy ever. Not only that, but you supposedly see the vehicle doing multiple loops in the area. This is a man who has a background in forensics, digital forensics, basically. I think he would be smarter than that, doing multiple labs. Why? Oh, so in case someone didn't see me the first time, let me do another lab and a third lab, just in case. I just don't see Brian doing that. Not if he's as smart as everyone that says he's guilty is making him out to be. There's another thing that bothers me about this. He is such an easy scapegoat. We have to remember he applied for a position with Moscow PD, I believe. So they know Brian. They know him in and out. It was likely a very in-depth application. So I'm of the opinion that that would make him a perfect scapegoat. There's also so many unanswered questions, such as, did Dylan lure Kaylee back to the party? Because from what we know, she wasn't really considering going to this party. She had already left the area. But somebody called her to come back to this party. Why did she go back to this party? Who called her? Did Dylan invite her for a very specific reason? And the other thing that just bugs me, like to the core, is the fact that the prosecution really did not want Brian's lawyers to talk to Bethany Funk. Why? If she supposedly has exculpatory evidence that could show BK is not guilty, why do they keep trying to block that from happening? What is actually underneath all of this surface mess that they're showing us. Exculpatory evidence has to come out. It's illegal for them to hold on to that information because you could be sending an innocent man to jail for the rest of his life or to the unaliving penalty. Again, we say that word because the algorithm doesn't like the DEATH word. So if you're one of the people emailing me, I'm going to tell you right now, if you are of this opinion, and I'm open to listening to different people, different opinions, different backgrounds, but you really need to ask yourself these questions, because is he smart or is he a complete idiot? You can say the DNA was a tiny mistake, but there are 100 tiny mistakes. So is he an idiot? Is he highly intelligent? Which is it? You cannot hold these completely contradicting ideas of him. It's one or the other. So make up your mind, right? Make up your mind. I personally think the more that this case comes to light, the fact that BK now wants to unseal lots of goodies makes me think that he had nothing to do with it. I used to think maybe he had some tie to the victims, but now I'm not so sure. Is this a random outsider that Ellie is trying to pin this on because they are trying to protect something else? Could Ellie be involved in some horrible crime, potentially? We've seen several cases across the country. If you keep your eyes open and you pay attention to what's going on, we've seen so many U.S. Marshals, we've seen so many FBI agents that have been caught recently committing horrible acts of violence, such as human trafficking, drug trafficking, prostitution rings. It's happening everywhere. So could it be LE just covering their behind? Are they hiding something, or are they protecting someone? And if they're protecting someone, who are those someones or someone? Who is it? Let me know down in the comments below if you have a specific person or a group of people in mind. Is it the fraternity? Is it Dylan? And by the way, my next video, you guys have requested this quite a bit. Dylan. Is Dylan a biological male? That's going to be an interesting one. So you guys stay tuned. Let me know in the comments. Do you think BK is highly intelligent or an idiot? I am really interested to know. Do you think he's innocent? What are you leaning more on him? Being involved in the crime or not? So, gotta go make some tea. And we will see you guys probably tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, covering the whole Dylan thing. That will be interesting. You guys have a good night. Take care and stay cozy.